John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy was an American homicidal homosexual serial killer. He was convicted of killing and torturing at least 33 young men and boys, but is suspected of many more. He is also partly responsible for the growing killer clown phobia. Often he used to dress up as a clown to entertain locals in events and fundraisers. It was later revealed that the clown, named Pogo, was part of his sick alter ego. This monster had also previously been a manager of 3 franchises of KFC. This may well have influenced his final meal request. He requested 1 pound of fried shrimp, 1 pound of strawberries, a bucket of original recipe KFC and French fries. Peter Curtin. Peter Curtin, also known as the Dusseldorf Monster, was a German serial killer. Curtin would prey on young girls in the Dusseldorf area, in which he would sexually assault and kill his victims. He was eventually found guilty of killing 9 and also 7 counts of attempted murder. He was beheaded in 1931 for his gruesome deeds. For his last meal, he had Wiener Schnitzel, fried potatoes and white wine. He then asked for another course of the same, which was granted. Ted Bundy. Perhaps the most recognisable and infamous serial killer of all time, Ted Bundy admitted to killing 36 young women. Again, the estimated tally of victims is said to be much higher. It seems, unlike his lust for violence, he had no appetite for a last meal. He was issued the standard steak, eggs, toast, hash browns, milk, coffee and juice. But the killer would refuse it all and was sent to his death on an empty stomach. Miguel Richardson. Richardson was a former pimp in the state of Texas. During a failed robbery at a Holiday Inn, he shot and killed 2 security guards using a .38 caliber pistol. At the age of 46, he was executed in 2001 by lethal injection. For his last meal, he requested a birthday cake. This birthday cake had the date of his marriage written on it. He also requested 7 pink candles for the top of the cake. Accompanying this was a side of fruit and a salad with Thousand Island dressing. Ronnie Lee Gardner. Gardner was convicted of killing 2 men. He was originally arrested for killing Melvin John Otterstrom in a botched robbery in Salt Lake City. However, he attempted to escape justice in an escape attempt which led to another murder of attorney Michael Burdell. He also stabbed a fellow inmate in 1994, but the prisoner survived. In 2010 he was executed by firing squad in Utah. He requested to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy while eating a feast of lobster, steak, ice cream and apple pie. James Edward Smith. In another robbery gone wrong, Smith shot and killed a man named Larry D. Rojas at the Union Life Insurance Company offices. In 1990, he was executed by lethal injection, again in Texas. He requested a lump of dirt for his last meal, which at first seemed like a protest against his conviction. However, it was later revealed that he requested a special kind of dirt used in voodoo rituals. He wanted to use the dirt to cleanse his body so he would not become a ghost. Instead of this, he received a yogurt as his last meal. Lawrence Russell Brewer. White supremacist Lawrence Russell Brewer was convicted for his part in the horrific murder of black man James Byrd Jr. Byrd was randomly abducted, beaten and strapped by chains to the back of a pickup truck. He was then dragged to his death, and his corpse was dumped at a cemetery used primarily by black people. At the age of 44, Brewer was executed by lethal injection in Texas. For his final meal, he requested 2 chicken fried steaks, gravy and onions, a triple cheeseburger, a beef and cheese omelette, a meat-covered pizza, jalapeno peppers, a pound of barbecue meat, fajitas, 3 root beers and ice cream with peanut butter fudge. In a final show of spite and contempt towards the world, he did not eat any of this. Since this scandal, Texas no longer offer last meal requests. Robert Buell. Buell was condemned to death for the 1982 rape and murder of an 11-year-old girl. He was also given a 121-year sentence for the rape of 2 adult women. In 2002, the 61-year-old was executed by lethal injection in Ohio. Buell chose for his last meal a single pitted olive in the hopes he would live again from a newly sprouted olive tree. Thomas J. Grasso. Thomas J. Grasso had a sick fascination for murdering the elderly. He strangled an 87-year-old woman named Hilda Johnson using her own Christmas tree lights. He then went on to kill an 81-year-old man named Leslie Holtz. In 1995, at the age of 32, he was executed for his crimes via lethal injection in the state of Oklahoma. He requested for his last meal 2 dozen steamed mussels, 2 dozen steamed clams, a Burger King double cheeseburger, half a dozen barbecue spare ribs, 2 strawberry milkshakes, half a pumpkin pie with whipped cream, diced strawberries, and SpaghettiOs with meatballs, served at room temperature. Showing disgusting selfishness and lack of remorse, his final issued statement read, "I did not get my SpaghettiOs, I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this." Robert Alton Harris. Robert Alton Harris, along with his younger brother, hijacked a car from 2 16-year-old boys. The boys were forced to drive to a secluded area where they were both murdered. Harris then used this car as a getaway vehicle whilst robbing a bank in San Diego. He also had a previous conviction for manslaughter. In 1992, he was executed by gas chamber, in what was the first execution in California since 1969. For his last meal, he had a 21-piece KFC bucket, 2 large Domino's pizzas, a bag of jelly beans, a 6-pack of Pepsi, and a pack of Camel cigarettes.